What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another LS swap video. So, as you've seen in my last video, I did get the engine in. The harness is on, and I think what I'm going to work on now is my throttle cable. So this is the stock truck throttle cable that would come off of like a Silverado or a Sierra, probably the Yukons, the Suburbans, and I did mess up whenever I shaved my intake. You've probably seen it if you've ever done an intake shave. I took the mounting brackets off that I needed, so I had to create my own. It wasn't a big deal. But I need to get this throttle cable connected to my gas pedal inside. So the thing what I'm going to do first is, I know this doesn't fit through my firewall, but I need to make the opening for the firewall the same size of hole as this so that I can push this in. And right now, man, that hole's quite a ways down there. It's actually that hole right there, and I need to make it larger, and my gas pedal is what you're seeing back there behind it, and I need to make that hole larger. But before I do that, I think I'm going to pull my gas pedal out and see if I can make this clip work with my gas pedal. So let me get to that. Okay, so I've actually backed up a little bit. I know I was working on my throttle cable, but I backed up a little bit now, and I've actually gone ahead and I've installed my knock sensor plugs. So I took my intake off, installed my knock sensor plugs. I installed my vent tube, and I was gonna run this straight from here. I tapped a hole in my water pump, and I put threads for a little nipple there, and I was gonna have this as one line, and I was like, you know what, I got two lines coming off my intake for my throttle body already. I'm gonna attach this to one side, attach this to the other side. If anything, it might cool it down, my intake, so we'll see. It might cool it down, it might heat it up whenever it's cold out like it's supposed to do. I don't know, but that's how I'm gonna run that. I didn't have an electronic oil pressure sensor. Or I had the sensor. I didn't have an electronic oil pressure gauge. So I thought about it, and this is what I've ended up doing. So this used to be down here. I actually just broke it off, and then I took that entire sensor out. I tapped the pre-existing hole that was already there, and I put the fitting there for my oil pressure sensor, because I got a mechanical sensor, and I installed it that way. I've never seen that done, and I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I figured I'm going to try it. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I figure, why not? Those sensors, I can get another sensor if I have to. Not a big deal. I also make an adapter for it. Took the tape off that I had up here, and I just got to clean the surface again and get my new gasket set on and get the intake back on and torque it down. And I've got my throttle cable actually sitting right here. It does go through my firewall, and I had to drill my hole a little bit bigger back there like I was saying, but it does fit now. It actually clicks into place like it's supposed to, like it would on a factory Chevy truck. And I can actually go underneath the dash in there, and I'll show you what that looks like. So let's go in there and see what that looks like. So sorry about the mess. I've got some stuff tore apart. I've got all my old ancient insulation and sound deadening out. But this is my throttle cable. So as you can see, the original one was down on this end. There's a clip right there that goes through my gas pedal bracket. Whenever my gas pedal is pulled all the way up, it actually has this arm right there, and it hits my firewall. That's when it stops. So up there is the throttle cable, and I actually cut a little bit of the plastic off. There was a nipple on it, and I cut some of it off so that my throttle could actually rest all the way back up against the firewall like it's supposed to. And then this right here, the second stopper, used to be the stopper that sat up there right against that plastic, and it would stop the throttle from going too far forward. And that's actually the one that I'm going to use for my throttle. So it fits, it goes in, it actually works the way it's supposed to, and I think I'm gonna leave this excess just because this end here, right here, actually keeps it from fraying. So if I cut that wire off, it's gonna fray, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. But my throttle cable looks like it's hooked up and gonna work. I need to get my intake back on and try the throttle. So let's get the intake back on. Okay, so I've got the intake back on. It is now secured. It's actually bolted down. I've got the engine in. I got the motor mounts totally secured. I've got my coolant vent line actually going up. This is what I was talking about. It goes into the bottom of the throttle body, and it just passes over and goes back into my water pump. And then I've got all of my wiring connected. I got all of my injectors connected. I've got my coils connected. They're all plugged in. I've got my throttle cable connected now. It's secured back in place. It does close fully with it attached to the gas pedal. So it closes all the way. You can hear the audible click. So it does close all the way. And on this side, I've got all of my connections done up except for my alternator. And my coils are all connected. I've got my vacuums all connected now. I've got my brake booster vacuum connected. They run back to the back of the intake. And I've got my, there's a plastic tubing inside there. That's not disconnected or anything. I got a plastic tubing in there, if you can see it. This is for my fuel pressure regulator. That's run back there and it's teed off. And that T, the other half of that goes down to my PCV valve, which is right there. And my fuel lines are connected because with the throttle cable comes fuel lines. So I did have my bulkhead right there, comes up, and they're not touching anything, they're loose. It gives us, and I got some slack here just to kind of get it off the header. I wanted some space there, and that's still, I'm not sure about it, but I'm gonna run it and see what happens. I got a zip tie there for now. I will have another way of securing that. That way they stay together. My wiring for my engine is now completely done. And I will show you that this throttle opens and closes fully with the gas pedal. So let me set you up so you can watch that. Throttle off, throttle on, throttle off. So it works exactly what it should. And I think I'm going to call that a day. I've got a lot done today. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, leave a like. Comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions. Subscribe. And if you're new to subscribe, make sure you click that bell notification. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.